Today, it's Madden NFL football. It's Week 8 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Washington football team taking on the Green Bay Packers.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. They love their football in this part of the country, and this crowd is ready to go as their guys will match up with the Green Bay Packers. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. And a look here at their go-to guy under center.
And the guys on the other side of the ball know they'll have to be on their toes. And it's obviously not just the passing, but the running element that makes him dangerous. He ran for over 100 yards in that game last week, so keeping him contained will be a big emphasis for this defense.
And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Flush to his right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Back to throw now on first down. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Chase Young able to record his 5th sack of the season.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it. So here's Washington now backed up a bit to start their first drive. They're led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Mac Jones.
So this is where we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball. Run it inside. Everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try and create some space.
They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. Now Jones. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he will have the first down as he's up to his 17-yard line.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. Well, and you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. Third down conversion here is big. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Well, look there at his numbers on the ground a week ago. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. This defense for the Packers, they were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win. Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Throwing, Jones. Over the middle, it's complete. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 45-yard line. They go play action, and he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down. Another try after the first down sack. Jones. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Back to throw. Jones. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or 2. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. They'll look to throw here on first down. Eluding the pressure right. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. So 2nd and 4 from the 22. He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. And it's a Packers touchdown. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Well, we had the scoreless first quarter of play. We sure didn't have to wait long into the second quarter to get some action on the scoreboard.
So was the first quarter a feeling out process? I mean, that was an interesting quarter, wasn't it? Because we had some action, we had some good play, just didn't have any points. So now it's game on.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And now here's a carry heading left. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
Throwing on first down. Jones. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. A gain of 6 there on first. 4 yards remain for second down. Looking to throw. Jones. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes us forward for about 6.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On second down, it's Wagner. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
But when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, first round went to the offense, second round the defense. Washington on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down.
Oh, partner, you know what I'm going to say before I even say it.
Yeah, you just cannot take a sack in that spot.
You're exactly right. You can't take a sack in that spot. Potentially now, a 3-point swing right there.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is off target to the left, didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. So here are the Packers now to take over. Their win streak at 6 coming in and counting as they've got the lead right now, beginning this drive 1st and 10. Was a kicker from that distance, 56, 57 yards. So many things you got to worry about, but I am a little surprised he didn't get it there.
Yeah, with the way kickers are nowadays, we're surprised anything under 65 that it doesn't get at least to the crossbar. But remember this, you have to drive it a little bit lower in order to make that distance, and you also have to be worried about the interior rush that they can get their hands on it. So that's why those stronger kickers nowadays can pop it up in the air and still travel and carry it. That's who you're looking for.
And he's got this down to the 35. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, If you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does. That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. They'll look to throw now on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line.
Well, not a lot of flash and dash on that play. 2nd and 2, and they hand it to the big man. And he ends up picking up a first down. A little bit of gray area there, though. But I think what they thought, hey, we hand it to him here. If we come back and don't get it, we still got another down to try and pick it up.
Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And the avenue collapsed for him as he's going to be held up short of the goal line. They're held again, and do we have a goal line stand brewing? It's 3rd and goal. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Packers would extend their lead here just before halftime. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 14-0. Seconds, all that remain here in this first half as the kick gets away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Well, the white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on him. The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we've come to halftime here with the visiting Packers out on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Hi again, everybody. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the league here in the unofficial midway point, Week 8 of the NFL season. We'll begin out in the windy city of Chicago. And it's the Bears who have the lead. The Bears seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. From there, we're off to check out another game. And they trail the visiting Buccaneers as that game has gone to the half. The Bucs looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And it's the visiting Minnesota Vikings who are out in front. The Vikings seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
The pass there over the middle to start things out. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Back to throw. Jones. He's going to loft one. Deep left side here. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And Washington able to make this a close game again. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taking it about the 1. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Past midfield, look out. 20, 10. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him. Kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 21-7. So let's try this again. After the kick return, TD, here's yet another kickoff. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now we get another look at Washington on offense. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter, went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 50 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Looking to throw. Jones. Quick hitter here. It's complete. That catch good for only a couple.
Well, there wasn't much there with that hitch route. They didn't gain what they expected. But sometimes when you call a hitch, you really don't have an alternate to go to. You don't have a second route to throw it to. So sometimes you have to rifle in there and hope for the best.
Now here's a throw that's complete. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here's Jones on 3rd and 2.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a 1st down.
Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll look to throw again. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. And this one, a 41-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. And what a job there by all 11 on the kick return. The blocking excellent, the return excellent. The result, 6 points. So 3 points, response there to that opening touchdown of this 3rd quarter.
And that's an important 3, both in terms of adding to your lead, but also letting the other guys know you're not going to just come out in the 2nd half and take over.
The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. They've got to right the ship. They had a great first half, but the lead has really gone down. Now, you know, you always talk about the adjustment to the adjustment. They've got to adjust right here.
And I think a lot of it is just mentally. Get back to doing what you were doing well in the beginning of the game, but a lot of that is playing with that emotion and that sense of pride and fire that sometimes goes away a little bit when you build up a lead. You think you've got it going, and you also think, at any moment, I can go ahead and go back to the way it was before. You and I both know it's not that easy once you get off the gas a little.
Yeah, they don't want to see this lead diminish anymore. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. And the Packers are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. Now back to throw. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. A great effort there. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And the result, a Green Bay score. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded right at the goal line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2. And to give this time to the tailback. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down.
I haven't met a football team yet that runs the ball successfully that doesn't talk about having an attitude to be a running football team, right? You got to be able to put your nose in there, smell where the first down sticks are, and get there.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 35 on 2nd down, Jones. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
Now Jones on 1st and 10. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have
Packer pressure, and down he goes. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And to the 49-yard line, but no further, and obviously he is well short of the first. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch. Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Not much there, only a yard.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Throwing again on second down. Jones. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Back to throw again. And he comes back with one complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
With the score where it is, this was probably going to be 4-down territory if they didn't convert there. But what a nice job of working his way open, making sure he secured the catch, and setting up first and goal.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. They'll try again here from the 7 on second and goal. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. This likely a must-have, third and goal. Operating from the gun, Jones. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there. With his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And Washington able to close the gap just a bit. Well, they needed 3 scores to have any chance. There's the first of the 3 as they get into the end zone.
Yeah, Brandon, I think that our guys at Next Gen Stats in charge of the win probability are probably saying your chances still aren't great. But now, you still got more than 3 minutes to go. You got to focus on the task at hand, which is going to be getting the football back as quickly as possible.
Point after here coming up. And that one makes this an 11-point deficit now. And what a drive that was. 16 plays all told. And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And this one's going to be covered up by the Packers hands team. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Second and 4. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off at the 24. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. Now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the 4th.
And in the old days, not too long gone either. Throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no, but the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
So the completion results there in 9 yards, and it'll be second and about a yard. From the gun, Jones. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Now left side on the swing pass. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. To throw is Jones. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Here's Jones. And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Jones. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. That one looks like he'll throw here. Escaping the pressure right. His throw incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw. Flush to his right. Going right side here, and that's complete. And it's a Packers touchdown. A great effort there. 36 yards. And the Packers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it into the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 18 now. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. From the 29, Jones rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off here, the 32. And into the end zone. It's a pick six and a Packer touchdown. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Point after try forthcoming. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This taken in at the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. He's had quite the turnaround, Charles. At the start of the game, passing game was a little bit of a mess, but he's back on the horse, so to speak.
Love seeing how someone can rebound from a slow start or a tough start. Means that they're strong mentally. They've kind of calmed themselves down. Everyone's rallied around them. Maybe they even change game planning a little bit in order to make things better for them.
They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Looking to throw again on second down. Jones. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. Jones now throwing on first down. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. To the sideline, and oh, that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the first down. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Packers, they moved to 7-1 on the year with the victory. And they'll return home next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for Washington, they drop back to 500 now at 4 up and 4 down. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Houston Texans. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at